Hello, amazing artists. If you're watching this video now, that means that you already went through the slideshow and you learned all about still lifes. Hopefully you also collected your 3 important objects that you're going to use to make your still life. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is arrange your objects on a table or another surface, another flat surface. Take some time to make an interesting composition. Ask yourself if the composition is balanced. Maybe you have some objects that are closer to you and some that are further away. It could be interesting to have some objects that are in front of others or overlapping. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to decide if you want to create a horizontal, so side to side, composition or a vertical composition. You can see here I created a horizontal composition. And then you're going to go ahead and draw that line for your table. So make sure when you're drawing, at first we're drawing really lightly. Then you're going to start drawing your objects that you see. Thinking about how you want your drawing to fill the entire page. You're also going to want to pay attention to how some of the objects overlap others. Notice the shapes of your objects. Are they geometric? Like circles? Do you see, I see right here I'm drawing my cylinder, so that would be like a 3-dimensional form here. So for my cylinder, so that would be more of a geometric form. And now I have my strawberry here. My strawberry is more of an organic form, so or organic shape found in nature. So you can see I'm drawing really lightly. This is kind of like my planning stage. Now I can go ahead and go back and erase some of those extra lines so that my objects don't look like they're see-through. Now that I'm done planning, I can start adding some more details. So I'm going to go back in, kind of fix some of my shapes. I'm going in and adding more details for my handle because it's not just a little line there, right? It's more of a shape. So now I'm going back, adding those shapes to make it look a little bit more 3-dimensional, a little more realistic. But don't worry about making your artwork look too realistic for this still life. What we're more interested in today is making a balanced artwork, so filling the whole page. So in addition to creating a balanced still life, the purpose of this artwork is to show what's important to you. Many artists create their artwork about things that are important to them so that they can share their ideas with others. If you are interested in creating artwork that's realistic, please don't worry if it doesn't turn out exactly how you want it to at first. Remember, this kind of observational drawing what you see, takes a lot of time and a lot of practice. Miss Maddox has been drawing for a long time and been doing this type of drawing. So if this doesn't come easily to you at first, don't worry. If you practice, you will get better. So this painting here is a still life by artist Arshile Gorky. This is an abstract still life, so it's not realistic. It's made using mostly shapes, and it's balanced. If you'd like to experiment more with shapes and colors and line, rather than creating a realistic artwork, then that is perfectly fine for this art lesson. So now I'm beginning to shade in and add value to my artwork. I'm using a pencil here, but you can use any drawing tool that you want to. So crayons, colored pencils. I'm adding value, so that's darker colors and lighter colors. The way that I am shading right here is I'm actually just kind of doing some scribbling. So little circles, kind of ovals over and over and over again. Putting more pressure or pressing harder for darker areas and pressing lighter for lighter areas. Something else that will help you when you're drawing your shadows is to look at where your light is hitting your objects. You can see that area is going to be lighter. You're going to have lighter values, and then the area that's furthest away from your light source is going to be the darker areas. And you can see I'm adding shadows underneath my objects as well. The cast shadow is the shadow that's underneath my objects, right? So if I add those shadows, it's going to look like my objects are sitting on top of that surface. You can see here I'm shading my strawberry here, so the area that's furthest away from the light is going to be darker, and then lighter in the areas that are closer to the light. And this is just going to make that strawberry look a little more three-dimensional. And then I'm going ahead and adding little tiny seeds so you can actually tell that this object is a strawberry. This is also an example of adding texture. So texture is the way that something feels, right? So if you're drawing something that's furry, you're going to want to draw the furs. If you're drawing something that's bumpy, you might want to add some bumps to that object, right? So that you can give your object some visual texture. Adding visual texture to your artwork not only makes it look more realistic, but also makes it look more interesting. I hope that you enjoy making your still life. Make sure that you take a photo when you're done so that you can share it with your class.